The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
This is Mark Wölfe, the vocalist for Unveil the Strength, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Mr. Mark Wölfe. He's the vocalist of Unveil the Strength. Unveil the Strength is composed of former members of iconic bands such as Five Finger Death Punch, Sacred, Mother Tongue, and then NVIDIA, Flatline, Devolved, and Stratovarius. See, I could say that shit.
Yeah. Stratovarius is Matt Guillory.
Unveil the Strength have finished with their first EP entitled Foundations, and at the time this press release was written, they are halfway done recording their second EP. So we're going to be talking to Mark about all kinds of stuff. How's it going, man?
Man, I am coming out of post-Christmas comatose. It's a brutal process. It's like a Betty Ford 12-step program off of sugar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just keep feeding me smoked turkeys and bringing me some chocolates, and I'm still right back there. I don't care. Let's just keep on going with it. So, yeah. And the New Year's is coming up, so everybody's going to be drinking. Well, I won't be, but...
I'll drink for you, bro.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
I appreciate it.
What do you want me to drink for you? I'll let you choose.
How about some
That's how I am.
Thanks, man.
Well, I'm a giver. So I'll let you pick, and I'll drink for you. I'll even send you a picture, Bodfathers, if that's what you need.
There you go. How about some Long Island iced tea? There we go.
Oh, that's like everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's like got a little bit of everything. 2 parts regret.
That's the good stuff, though. I can drink a couple of them, and I'm gone.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I love it. But let's jump right into this, man. How's it been working with Music Gallery International, and how did this come about working with those folks?
Well, Music Gallery International is been really cool to us. It's really nice to work with them. We actually just started working with them. It's been great. They've been very receptive to our ideas and the direction of the band and how we want to go. I mean, right now we did an EP. We're finishing up another 5 songs. And the way that we want to approach music is, I mean, to be honest with you, the mentality is kind of, you can record a bunch of songs at once. You can record 10 or 12 songs. But to release a record right now, I don't understand. You know, people want to be entertained every 30 seconds. True. So you can get your group of songs together, and if you sell a record, in 2 weeks it'll be on YouTube, and everyone has already forgotten about it. So how do we fix that? What do we do? So my approach is I would rather just release one song every couple of months, have enough songs to tour, constantly writing and release songs constantly, to where there's never a lull. There's never a waiting period. If you want to buy it as a record or whatever, if there's enough demand for that, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it just seems to me that there's kind of a different standard for a band starting out versus a band that's kind of been around for a while and has been treading in the water for a while, so to speak.
You're right on that, and I see a lot of bands taking that route, but I also see bands still putting those full lengths out, but there's money that comes in factor. But like you said, and I see it a lot, if you're not putting something out there like every, say, 5 to 6 months, everybody's like, well, what's happened to them? Did they break up or something like that? No, it's just the times. Right. It's just the times have changed, and you're right, man. It's so messed up right now. I think on bands on how releasing albums and things like that. I think it's just so messed up.
I mean, I think that it's even different from last year to this year. Like that's how fast it's changing. I mean, Best Buy stopped selling CDs. iTunes, I don't know. There's a rumor that they're going to stop selling because they want everyone just to go to Apple Music, like Spotify.
Yep.
And then there's the Spotify thing, and they've got the Music Modernization Act that was just passed, and hopefully that will help out, which is, there's some good things to that, modified some old laws for the digital age. And, like it gave producers points now again, which is something that was gone for a while. As a community of musicians, we kind of have to start really looking at this and in some ways kind of working together, I think, to kind of make this, beneficial for everyone, because it's definitely in the middle of a change, but, it's not necessarily a bad change.
I did see what John 5 did a couple years ago. He released his album after he released every track on that album, like every so many months. Then after he released all those tracks, then he put out that album. Then he sold the album. Yeah. It was a big success.
Sure. It's really interesting the time that we live in. It's like we have like a kind of like an ADD generation. Everybody constantly wants something, and every song they want a lyric video, they want a streaming video, they want a regular video, and then when they're over you, they want a new song. And it's kind of that's kind of where we're at. And as a band and myself personally, I'm just kind of trying to embrace it. I don't want to fight it. I don't want to do the way that is not working and fool myself into going, hey, let's do what they used to do back in the day and wonder why it's not working.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. I see some bands doing that right now. It's hard. It's hard, man.
I used to love watching MTV when MTV was a good television program, when they actually played really good music and top 10 countdown, stuff like that, and give you information on your bands. I remember
they used to play music.
Yeah, back in the day.
I know, right? I know. Just recently, actually, I went on Ricky Ratman's site for the old Cat House, and I bought a Headbangers Ball shirt for old time's sake, because I don't know. I have good memories of watching Headbangers Ball and
yes, sir.
Ricky Ratman and all that stuff. It was really kind of nostalgic. He brings the shirts back every once in a while. So go on there and grab you one. And he's also doing a lot of great stuff, a lot of charity stuff for veterans and veteran suicide, which is kind of some stuff we would like to do and we want to get into. Is kind of making sure that everything we do has a sense of purpose, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah, his ride across the country was pretty fucking awesome, man. For him and his fiance or wife, whatever they did, that was pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I follow him. I enjoy it. I think it's fantastic what he's doing.
Back to the MTV thing, I used to get so excited when they would talk about, Guns N' Roses' new video will premiere next Friday, and then they'll talk about the new album that they're working on or just completed. I mean, stuff like that, man, used to get me so excited about the bands I loved, and still love. And now it's kind of gone. It's everything's at your fingertip now.
Well, Bod Fodder, I think you can bring it back, bro. I think you can do it. If anyone's going to do it, I think it's you, man. Listen, the thing is, honestly, we have sort of a different, like I remember when I was a kid and I would go see a band and you would go watch them just to see what the band would look like when they would come to town. Because, they might, it might have been so long that they might even look different than their picture on the album cover.
Exactly.
And now you can find out what they had for lunch on Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. The difference is there's no demand. The music is basically, you can go to Spotify and pay $10-20 and listen to whatever you want, and there's no demand anymore. So as an industry, I think we just have to come up with intuitive ways on how to be in demand.
Let's dive right into the backstory of Unveil the Strength. How did all this come together, and who got the ball rolling on the formation of this band? Was it Matt? I know it had to be Matt Snell, probably.
It was actually myself.
Uh-oh.
And it's a band that was formed once a long time ago, and I still kind of never gave up on it. And I started working on some music, and I showed it to Matt. And Matt's reaction was, "I just want to do what you're doing." That's what he said to me. And, for me, that's pretty flattering. I'm like, wow, dude, that's cool. Right on. And then we did that, and then we kept working on songs, and then we got Matt Guillory. I was showing him the music, and he really liked it, and he said, I've got this guy I want you to meet, and his name is Andy James. Have you ever heard of him? And I'm over here in my chair going, Andy James, of course I've heard of him. I mean, of course, who hasn't heard of Andy James? So then, long story short, I got in touch with Andy James. We wrote a song or two, and he was into it. We were into it. It was a mutual accord. It's great. And then at the end of it, I turned around and asked Matt Guillory, because we have a lot of synths and stuff in our music, and I said, "Hey man, do you want to play keys in the band?" And he was like, "Yes, absolutely." And that happened. And then Matt knew Tim from Flatline, and said, "Hey man, you want to play drums?" Matt got Tim to send over a little video of him playing one of the songs, and I was like, "Yeah, easy." Everybody has a connection to everyone in the band and knows them and has worked with them before. And it's kind of cool. We're all in different locations. Andy's in the UK. I'm in Austin, Texas. Matt's in Tahoe. And the drummer's in Colorado. And then Matt Guillory is in Silicon Valley. So we're all kind of all over. And basically the way that we write is we just send tracks back and forth, and we get it done. I think on the next round of songs, I think I'm going to fly and get a group of us together, and we're going to do a slightly different approach just to change it up a bit. But technology is amazing.
Yeah, it is. You go from spending millions of dollars for a couple days in a recording studio, and you have to cut the tape and fix it, to now just, I can just take this out in Pro Tools and just delete that, copy this, paste it here, and you're done.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an amazing situation. I mean, Matt Guillory is, he produced the James Liberty records, and Andy James has produced several bands, and I've produced bands before, so there's a lot of experience that kind of comes into this as well. As far as songwriting and knowing what we want to do and the direction we want to go, and can basically, conveying the message.
So what's impressed or excited you the most, Mark, about making the first EP entitled Foundations when it was coming together? What caught your eye about it the most, if anything did, man?
My personal story is, I've been to a lot of dark places, and it was really kind of nice, to express myself on these songs and feel like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say, and that's exactly how I feel. And I think sometimes you put out things and you're like, well, I don't know, is it okay? And you just kind of walk away. But with these songs, I feel like, nope, that's it. For the first time in my life, I feel like I expressed, what I was going through, or what I went through or am going through. And I think that's what I appreciated about it the most. It's very real. Every song is about something that, happened to me.
Did it feel like he was finally free of what you were doing previously, that you could say what you wanted to?
I definitely would say that it was real. I'm a combat veteran, and I don't know how many times I've got to hear bands talk about how they've been to war or write a song about war. Mm. And for me, it's all art, and I get it. It's artistic expression, and I understand. But for those of us that have actually been to real war, not on a tour, but I invaded a country. I was the first couple thousand guys to go into a country. And it's definitely, I think it's just a different take,
Thank you for your service, good sir, for sure.
Yeah, no worries. That's not really what it's about, man.
When this band was coming together and you wanted to do the sound of the band, is this what you guys wanted to do as the sound for this band and not incorporate like, hey, well, you're from this band and then that band? Is this the sound that is Unveil the Strength? I
definitely think that things probably will change a little bit. But, all in all, the goal of the band was to put out some heavy music with catchy vocals and bring back guitar solos. And, bring back the groove a little bit, bring back the melody. I hear a lot of guys, and I don't mean, I'm not going to beat anybody up or picking anyone. Everyone's got their style of what they do. But I hear a lot of guys singing, and they're just hitting these super high notes. And to me, I feel like it's just a little emasculating. It's like, why can't you sing like a man? Where's your balls? And, maybe I'm a jerk for saying it, maybe. But, for me, I just feel like, what happened? It's basically, right now in vocals, I hear guys that are like, it's total heavy death metal, or they sound like Blink-182. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against Blink-182. I had some teenage angst when I was a kid, and I enjoyed them. Yeah. However, when it comes to, we just wanted to do something that was different. Vocally, the vocal approach was, hey, what are these guys doing? Well, they're either super heavy or they sound like emo Blink-182 vocals. All right, well, let's not do that. And that's basically what we did. Hey, what's everybody doing? Everybody's writing these gent, drop heavy, super breakdown songs. All right, well, let's not do that. Let's groove songs and make them relatable. That's the goal, is to kind of walk the line between commercial and heavy, hard rock and heavy, where maybe if you don't listen to something that heavy, maybe you'll find a song or two that you'll latch onto and go, you know what? Mm-hmm. I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah, a little cross in between there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the goal, was to make an approachable hard rock metal band. And I feel like everyone is either super, super heavy or super emo.
I can't agree with you more. I have to say yes on that one, because I see it every day. I do.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I hate to say it, there's so many bands that are trying to sound like Alice in Chains. I see a lot, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just go outside your box and find your own thing.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Oh, see what you did there. Oh, man in the box.
So clever.
Any songs off the EP standing out more to you than any as of right now if possible? I mean, I know these change every time you listen to it, but are there any for you that stick out?
Well, I think, the song that really sticks out the most to me is going to be one of our first releases. It's going to be Hell's Never Over, and I'm actually looking at locations right now, right before you called me, to do a video shoot for the song. So we're going to be out in LA at the end of January doing a video shoot for Hell's Never Over. And that song is just kind of near and dear to me. It's just kind of, just everything I've been through. Basically the song is just kind of about accepting your discomfort as your comfort. You can complain, you can bitch, but at the end of the day, until you kind of embrace it, so to speak, and just kind of make it your own, because it's not going to go away. Not everybody gets dealt a fair pair of cards, but it's what you do with them that really kind of matters,
That's very true. I don't know if you personally, as of right now, have got to work with Rob Cocula of Studio Fredman and Henrik UDD of Henrik UDD Recording in Gothenburg, Sweden. Did you work with them on this EP, or is it going to be for the album? Let's talk about that a little bit, because I see that you guys work with these folks possibly.
Yeah, so we worked with Robert Cocula, and he's in Sweden. He's in Gothenburg, and he flew out to Austin, and we did everything in my studio here, and we worked on the songs. And then we're also working with a guy named Alan Sasha Lasco, who's in Canada, and we work with him a little bit too, and we all just kind of have this little collective going, and it's kind of badass. Then we get all the songs together and we finish them up, and then we give them to Henrik, and then basically Henrik does the mix. So it's kind of our little team that we've built. And if there's one thing I've learned from this whole situation, is build a freaking team. Build a team. Get different perspectives on your music. Get a second, third, fourth set of ears, and build a team. And it's made me enjoy music a lot more.
When you was working with Rob on this, did he push you guys on this, or did he just step in when he needed to say, hey, look, you want to try this? How was working with him on this as far as producing wise?
Well, first of all, Rob, man, that guy works so hard. That guy will sit in a room for 12 hours like it's nothing and just edit and go over and be like, no, redo this. No, let's do that. He's good, man. And that's why I got him, because I wanted someone that would, push us, and give us a different perspective. And him and I had the conversation before where we were on the same page. We were like, hey, look, this is what we're going for. We're going for big vocals, catchy vocals. That's the point. We're not trying to overplay or overdo anything too much. We're just trying to make great songs. That was the goal. And he's done an amazing job.
Mark, what do you hope the folks take away from the EP, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Unveil the Strength's music? What do you hope that they take from it?
I hope they're inspired, whatever they're doing in life. I hope they hear it and they go work out, or they, whatever they do it listening to Unveil the Strength, and then do it better.
How much growth musically have you seen this band and yourself go through so far? Or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you guys involved in Unveil the Strength?
I think for me, I can't speak for everyone else. I think everybody kind of just does what they do, and it worked. I think the biggest difference for me, or the biggest difference was me, because I decided that, hey, look, I don't want to scream that much anymore. I'll do it. I don't mind doing it when it's necessary, but I want to write catchy songs, and I want to write some vocals. And I think that was the biggest growth for me, because with previous bands that I've been in, it's been a lot of screaming, and I kind of wanted to do something different. And so, it's kind of one of those things where everyone says, hey, keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Or you could open door number 2 and try something different and see what happens. And that's what I did. And everything so far has been growing exponentially. So it's been quite a fun adventure, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Eventually, it's just going to be like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I mean, I've done all the screaming and the yelling that, the death metal vocals that you could imagine. Like, it's not like anyone goes, no one's going to come up to me and go, well, I bet you can't sing like this. I'm like, well, here you go. You can listen to this record. It's right over here. It was in Best Buy. You can go find it. They don't sell records anymore. See where that ended up?
Yeah.
There you go. That's how that works.
When you guys are coming into the recording studio or getting ready to record, do you do anything differently during the writing and recording process to maybe help keep your mind fresh and open, to not let it all get boring and stale to you guys?
Wow. Well, for me, I don't know, man. I'm one of those guys where I've got to get in the room and do vocal exercises and stuff for a week, and then I'll track. Everybody's a little bit different. I usually just kind of make some tea and do my thing and get in there and fuck up a lot and get that out of the way. That happens. And then, I don't know, I just kind of piece it out and go piece by piece and do it. I mean, I can't say that I have any rituals per se. Yeah. Just lots of tea, lots of honey, and that's it.
What can fans expect at a show from Unveil the Strength?
Well, they're going to see some high energy, and they're going to see a lot of grooves, and they're going to see a lot of catchy vocals and amazing guitar solos and energy.
I want to go back just a little bit on the digital aspect of things. Now, I know everybody don't like it. Some do, some don't. But do you like the social media side of it, though, to reach out to more fans, to let people know of Unveil the Strength, possibly?
Well, here's the thing. The thing about social media now is Mr. Zuckerberg, he changed his algorithm on Facebook now and on Instagram. So if you post something from your band or your business, you're only going to hit about 10% of your audience unless you buy ads. Because their goal is, after whatever they went through, they decided that, we don't want this algorithm to work because it's being flooded with too many people, with too many videos and nonsense. So we just want to make it about family and friends again. So Unveil the Strength, basically, we decided that www.unveilthestrength.com will be around after Facebook and Instagram go away. And you can find us there with any information you want to find. And we still promote on all of our social media. But right now, being a band, unless you want to pay for ads, good luck. You're going to be grinding, dude. I guess, that's not exactly the answer everybody wants to hear, but it's just the truth.
They have changed a lot of stuff up, and you're not the only one that's talked about that. There's a lot of other bands out there complaining about it, and it's just true.
Well, yeah, I don't want to complain about it. I mean, I just want to say, the first thing you have to do is, if you want to know why something isn't working, identify why it's not working. And, if you're a band and you want to pay money to Facebook to promote your band, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not sure that's the market anymore. I think it's shifting. I think if you can get onto Spotify and promote your Spotify, I think that's the way to go. I think that's how people will find you, because heavy metal is number one on Spotify right now. It's the number one genre, and that's where most people are going to find new bands. They're going to Spotify. They're not looking on Facebook. They're not looking on Instagram. They're going to Spotify.
In your own opinion, Mark, what does Unveil the Strength bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now? I mean, I know You're not reinventing the wheel, but what do you guys bring that's different to the table?
I think for us, we're just trying to bring back great songs. You know, I'm not going to get up there and do anything heavier, so to speak, than band XYZ. But I want to give you, I want the audience to walk away and remember something. I feel like I go see a lot of bands now, and I hear them play and I hear their set, and I'm like, wow, that was super heavy, or that was super that. And 5 minutes later, I can't remember anything they did. I don't remember. Nothing sticks in my head anymore. Nothing. And that's kind of what we want to bring back. We want to bring back those hooks and those guitar solos. I guess guitarists don't solo anymore. It's kind of crazy. I guess, I don't know, it's weird. But we want to bring that back, and yeah, that's it.
I just had a conversation maybe a couple of weeks ago about guitar solos not being in a lot of albums these days, and I'm like you, I don't understand. Why would you not want to put that in there? I mean, that's metal. That right there is the number one metal thing you should do. Number one.
Yeah, that's heavy metal 101 in my opinion. I mean, that's what it's about, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Randy Rhoads and all these other gods I should say gods, but all these heroes, guitar heroes that came along, they would rip you if they listen to an album and say, where's the fucking guitar at?
I agree. 100%. I think it's funny how you get these guys that come out and they go, Dimebag, we miss you, and blah, 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 but we're not going to do any solos on our record. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Well,
you know,
whatever.
It's like, are you saying it are you actually meaning that, or are you just saying that for publicity?
Right. Yeah, no, hey, look, that's the world we live in, man. We live in a world where everyone's offended. Yeah. We live in the world where everybody wants to like the guy that did it already, but they don't want to put in the work to do it either. It's crazy. I don't get it.
It's true. What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you, Mark? Yeah, that's what I want to do right there.
Well, man, I come from a family of musicians. My whole family is, my mom was a country singer. My brothers were in a hair band, 80s hair metal band, and then they were in a reggae band. Don't ask me how that shift happened. But basically, yeah, I know, right? So I came back from combat, and I had some pretty serious PTSD. I had some pretty bad problems at the time, more than at the time I wanted to admit. And I just started playing music. It was the only thing I really knew to do, was to start, writing songs to kind of cope with, what I was dealing with. And I mean, that kind of happened. And then from there, it just kind of, there it is. It just kind of turned into this thing. Yeah.
Is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Unveil the Strength gets support from, or the music's even been played in that country? Have you seen anything yet so far?
I swear to anything holy, someone played us in Libya.
Wow.
On Spotify the other day.
That's cool.
And I was like, what? Libya? Really? All right, cool. I'm not mad at you, dude. It's all good.
But that's awesome, though. And I've said this, and I know people are sick and tired when they hear these interviews that I do, and I say this over and over and over, but it's the God's fucking truth. Music is it's a language for everybody. So, I mean, why wouldn't it be played overseas? To me, it's like, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad that, some cultures and some people, they don't like music. They frown upon it. It's crazy to me. I don't understand that. How
could you go through your day and not having some type of music whatsoever in your life?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're talking to a guy where, I'll honestly tell you, it saved my life.
Oh yeah, so, mine too.
I mean, if I didn't have music, I would be like, man, I don't know if I'd be here, to be honest with you.
It saved my life too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so what's your top album or albums so far, Mark, for 2018, man? If you have any.
If I have any, man, there were a couple of great records that came out this year. I'm going to be selfish though. Andy James just put out a new record, so go check that out. And Matt Guillory is releasing singles right now, and both of these guys are in this band, and both of them they're just so talented, man. I mean, I'm just blown away. I mean, every time I work with them, every time I talk to them, I'm just grateful for every minute of it. Matt, all of them, like, they're just great dudes. And, to be honest with you, I've been so busy working on this, I haven't had a lot of time to really kind of check out everything else right now. I get so consumed in what I'm doing that I honestly don't like listening to other things because I don't want to be influenced or anything, because there's some good stuff out there, man. It'll grab you. But 2019, there's going to be so many damn records coming out in 2019. It's going to be ridiculous. Looking forward to the new Slipknot album. I think that's going to be, it's been a minute, right?
That is my album I am waiting on to myself, sir. So yes, you hit the nail on the head. But I'm not saying this just because you're on here, but I'm looking forward to what you guys put out as well. I'm very anxious to see what you guys put out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, so am I. I'm looking forward to it too.
So are you guys wanting to do like a early release of anything? Maybe spring, summer, late fall? What do you guys have planned for 2019 for Unveil the Strength, possibly?
I think we're going to start releasing new songs probably around March, and that'll be when the video's done. And we're going to release some lyric videos and a video, and we're just going to kind of get this freight train rolling, and start making moves. And looking forward to 2019 and getting out there and seeing some faces and making some things happen.
Again, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy these EPs, albums, tour dates, whatever, Mark? How can they do that, good sir?
You guys can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, www.unveilthestrength.com. Right now, we're actually having a Vans, Unveil the Strength custom Vans giveaway. So if you go and you like our Instagram and then you go sign up for our mailing list on our website, you'll see a picture of the shoes, and they're going to be up for grabs. And as soon as we get up to 8,000 followers on Instagram, we're going to give away a custom pair of Unveil the Strength Vans.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go, folks. Chance to win some good swag, as they call it now.
That's it. And we're also going to be working with a group called, I want to give a shout out to a group called Heart Support. And they do a lot of cool stuff. They've been on every Vans Warped Tour, and they basically provide mental health for fans, musicians, anyone that's going through something. They're pretty awesome, and we're going to be doing some cool stuff with them, and it's going to be exciting. They're a really cool, neat nonprofit, and if there's one thing in this country that we're lacking right now, it's mental health.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Absolutely, man. What do you need? This is Mark Wölfe, the vocalist for Unveil the Strength, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast and YouTube link on there where you can keep up with all the interviews. Plus, get out and check out Unveil the Strength's music website. Everything with that band. You will not be disappointed. Mark, best of luck to you guys in 2019, and you're always welcome back on here, my man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, and I will chat with you soon.
Talk, princess,